Hello, welcome to Quackalope. Thank you for being here. We're diving into, well, a gameplay of Vampire the Masquerade Chapters by Flyhouse Games. This game, first off, we played last night.
Yes.
Giving Shira the opportunity to see if she wanted to start playing through a campaign with me.
Yes.
And
I'm here, aren't I?
We're here on camera. Genuinely, this gameplay is just from the sense of me wanting to explore the story multiplayer a little bit farther than I have solo. And Shira enjoying it enough to be like, yeah, I'll sit down and I'll hang out and I'll play the game. Yeah. No pressure, no stakes. This isn't a sponsored video.
Stakes for the vampires.
We just happen to have a copy of Vampire the Masquerade Chapters. We're getting a chance to be one of the first to actually dive into it and bring you all a full review, which we'll have coming out down the road. And we're just gonna turn the cameras on and sit here and play through quite a few chapters. So the more you engage with the video, the more subscribers, the more likes, the more comments we get, the better this video does on YouTube, the more likely we will release episode 2 and 3 and 4 and so on and so forth. Right now we're really enjoying this.
Yeah.
It's a super compelling campaign game which has a ton of little storybook modules that really deal with the side of detective and investigation and conversation that you'd expect when it comes from a RPG-inspired Vampire the Masquerade game. You see, the idea of Vampire the Masquerade is this system or series of occults, right? That are all working together to keep the masquerade intact while still being able to feed on their victims and continue processing their unlife as much as possible.
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of flavor text and lore setting that kind of established where we are coming into the story, where they had this Sabbat group that kind of demolished and got taken out of power, and now we're coming in that aftermath of that.
Yeah, so there was a season where the Sabbat had taken over too much and had been murdering and dominating humans.
They were too open with their vampire capabilities.
The masquerade was not installed, and the humans found out, and the humans realized what the vampires were doing, and they had an evening called the Night of Ashes, I believe.
I believe so.
Where the vampires all got staked and burned, and the Sabbats were basically gone. And we're sitting here now with many different factions, all of which want to keep the secret intact.
They want to stay alive long enough to have fun and be merry and feast on blood.
And so we're coming in with various different clans. Vampire lore and Vampire world is full of hierarchies, and so we're kind of lower rung recruits in the various clans.
Neonates. We're little babies.
And we've been added into this mission or this investigation where the Sabbats are showing back up. And we're kind of stepping on people's toes and moving into different territory and trying to discover for the Crown Prince, I believe the French Prince?
Yeah.
For the French Crown Prince of the vampires, in order to explore and learn and try to figure out what's happening here before things go badly.
Because the Sabbat are just running rampant throughout the city and doing their thing and creating havoc, and they're not respecting the masquerade, and so we have to uphold it and kind of take them down while maintaining our own self within the masquerade.
Now, about a year ago, I covered the prototype version of this, and I actually have Chapter 1 gameplay up with Jan, and so if you want to watch Chapter 1, swing back to that. This is going to be Chapter 2, and we're going to keep going on from here. But the real goal of this video is to show you how the game functions and to have fun and to sit down and play. I do know that there's two important things that you should be aware of. First off, they are in production mode on this. So this is currently, they've been really good at communication. You can go check out the Kickstarter to get more details here. But this is on its way. I believe it's in print at the moment, and it should be shipping and everything moving into early next year. I think the hope is. Yeah. With China and delivery systems of the world right now, that's always a bit of a mess. But because they have this, they've hit print and they're moving forward with it, they're at a position where this November, I believe, they're going to be launching the werewolf side of this story.
Ooh.
So you'll have I don't think it's Vampire the Masquerade anymore.
Yeah.
It's going to be a more combat oriented, more skirmish focused werewolf side of this type of system.
I didn't even know that, and that makes me so much more excited because I do like that combat system.
And I'm not entirely sure about this, but in my mind, both games sort of fit together. I hope they have an option where you can get access to Pledge Manager access to Vampire chapters or something in that, because for me, I just right now want both of these campaigns down on the table. We're already encountering things that make me think the world is
Bigger than you think.
A little bit more cryptic than what I'm led to believe.
I kind of want just a lore book, just a storybook that I could just read through. I just want to read it in a book form, honestly.
Yeah.
But
so
let's begin.
That being said, do we want to set up the characters that we're playing and talk about what we did on this first chapter? We've got flavor text for each one of the characters, if you're interested in learning who you are. So go ahead and grab that rulebook there. Like I said, the whole goal of this video is just to have fun and play through the game. So if you're in with that, awesome, hang out with us. And if you're not, then I don't know what to tell you. It's right there. I got you. You're playing Thomas Chartrand.
Chartrand. I'm a Bruja. As a teenager, Thomas Chartrand was prone to getting himself into trouble with the law. Whether it was for picking fights or leading protests, it seems there was rarely a week going by without Thomas spending at least one night in a cell for one transgression or another. As he got older, and some would argue wiser, he found his calling as a leader in the workforce. His pragmatic views and skills at mediating disputes between the unions and management even led him to a seat at the Trade Union Center. While meeting with co-conspirators from the FLQ militant separatist group, Thomas was lured out of a bar during a rather rowdy night and embraced. To protect his new fledgling, his sire brought him away far from the then Sabbat-choked Montreal so he could come to terms with his new unlife and his new position within the vastly different power structure of the Kindred. As a Kindred, he is now an anarch and despises all forms of abuse, namely those of the Camarilla and the kind he has seen from the Ventrue. The Bruja are the instigators and founders of the anarch movement. His years of negotiations come in handy upon his return to Montreal, where he now acts as the speaker for the anarch with the Camarilla. I am pretty physically specialized. My disciplines, I have potence, celerity, and presence. Presence. I cannot say that word. Presence. And I have a lot more physical attributes than I do any of my others. I'm a little bit socially savvy and very not mentally savvy.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because I'm the communicator. But got the physical.
That's fair.
More of a bodyguard.
I'm playing Jade Lynn Duplessis. Jade is a young woman of Chinese and Quebecier descent. While alive, she was a brilliant student of medicine at McGill University, well on her way to her master's. Jade specializes in microbiology, more specifically hematology, of blood disorders. Her research got her to speak the annual hematology convention in Atlanta, Georgia. Because of her ambition and studious persona, she was sought after by the Ventrure and the Termier clans of Montreal. The Termier got to her first, preying on her thirst for knowledge to drive her to blood sorcery. The Montreal Chantry, for this is how the local Termier call themselves, could not be happier to count Jade amongst their numbers. She took to blood magic like a fish to water, vindicating the Montreal Chantry in their choice of recruit. Using her prior knowledge of hematology, combined with the newly acquired knowledge of blood renaissance, Jane has begun studying the link between vampire powers and the emotional state of their prey. Caleb, Montreal sheriff, has also taken an interest in Jade and often calls on her to deal with important matters where the traditions have been broken. Her ambition will prove invalid to the Côtière and to the city. So, my abilities are going to be very mental, highly intelligent, not as good at physical at all.
Yeah, you are very
and a little bit of social, but I've got blood sorcery, auspex, and dominate. Those are going to be my disciplines. Disciplines are the special abilities that you have with your character.
Yeah.
And they're also going to be the way that you start upgrading your cards. So the two special abilities that I have right now are Sense the Unseen and Drain Blood. Sense the Unseen is going to allow me to up and buff my insight skill, and Drain Blood is going to allow me to heal myself and consume blood from a distance, which is pretty nice.
Nice.
Which is pretty solid.
I have Prowess and Cat's Grace. My Prowess will allow me to add my Potence level as dice when I brawl or use my weapons in skill checks. And my Cat's Grace will allow me to add my Celerity to level as dice to my skill check when using a defense combat card.
Now, you also have two effect abilities that are in play because the first chapter that we did, we got Call in the Herd and we did it.
Yep.
Which are going to be little buffs and benefits that you could play at any time. And you have a Dog Whistle, which is going to let you fight animals.
Plus 1 die to your skills checks against any animal NPC.
Now, the cool thing that we're trying to balance throughout chapters is, as far as the campaign goes, there's our own personal stories, and then there's the Masquerade itself. every interaction we have, every scenario we go into has the risk of continuing to reveal the Masquerade to the outside public. There's 5 secret envelopes, and as the Masquerade starts being revealed, you're going to start opening up these envelopes, and basically what it says is that if you make it all the way to 4 or 5, good luck. That's what the game has said.
Really?
Well, because the vampire kind will start turning on you.
Yeah.
You're now a threat to their existence.
Gotcha.
And so there's going to be some things that push that forward, and there's going to be a variety of things that you can do to try to control for that, including potentially killing a fleeing victim. But that's going to go to the balance of us personally. Yeah. If you do horrible things like killing a fleeing victim or taking advantage of a vulnerable person, you're going to be in a position where you start losing your own humanity. And all of us, this is really the last defense we have between us and the beast being released. Not only, as our hunger increases, do we run the risk of having our humanity lessen, and the hunger's the blood desire that you have, the beast that's coming awake and causing you to just wreck and destroy everything in front of you. But also, when you do horrible things, sometimes in an attempt to preserve the Masquerade, you're also making a decision to slowly lose your humanity. And the lower your humanity gets, the more and more critical the world becomes, and the more and more at risk everything else is. Okay, sneeze. Thank you. I did it. I got the sneeze out. So right now, we are humanity 7. Your mortality is still unmarred by the horrors of your new unlife. We are babies. We are innocent. We have not done horrible, terrible things yet.
That's the highest you can be.
It's the highest you can be. So, starting with this scenario, we're on Chapter 2 here. We do have to make a decision as to whether or not we want to go on a feeding event before the game actually starts.
Oh, interesting.
Now, so, because we're on Chapter 2 here, we start with 1 hunger.
Yep.
Hunger is the thing that restricts some of your special abilities. You're always running the risk of getting too much of it throughout this narrative, and if you do get too far on your hunger track, you're just going to destroy everything around you. We could go hunting. We're currently level 0.
Okay.
So we could go to any of those locations, resolve a skill check, and then a hunger check to try to bring our hunger back down to 0. Or we could say we're good for now, and we could keep moving forward.
I'm a little hungry.
You want to do a feed?
Yeah.
So look through the level 0 locations, and let me know what you'd like to go after.
These are so sad, because I'm going to be taking them out.
You don't necessarily take them out. So the nice thing about
I'm going to do an animal.
Okay.
39.
The nice thing about the feeding events work is that you're not actually killing people. Vampires don't always convert people and don't always kill people. Instead, you're actually feeding off of them, kind of inducing them into a coma, and then they wake up feeling like they just had a really bad hit of acid, and they don't remember that you exist.
I'm doing the animal.
You're going to try and do an animal?
Well, I have an additional skill check against a guy.
So choose any district based on your status level, then choose your prey. Go to the page corresponding to the feeding events booklet. So animal is going to be page 39.
Do we each get to do one?
No. This is a group thing. So we are going out together to feed on an animal. Now, you can only ever do these once, too, by the way.
Okay.
So you will mark down and take a note that you're doing the animal.
Okay.
So let's see here. Beggars can't always be choosers. Tonight is such a case for you. Rather than hunting down flesh kind, you choose an easier route. In overcrowded shelters, animals are gathered and left to die in cages. Through the front window, you can see what appears to be a reception area. And beyond, cages upon cages of cats and dogs. You're going to an animal shelter. Mm-hmm. Despite the late hour, the place is still open. A bored employee is mopping the floor. They are wearing headphones and are probably oblivious to your presence. You think about feeding on them, but the camera on the wall near the reception desk tells you it will be much easier to feed on the dogs in here. You can either do a social or a mental check. Now, I've got 3 mental over here and 2 social.
I've got 2 mental and 2 social.
I've got 2 mental and 2 social. So we should do a mental check. So both of us should roll dice for our mental stat.
Is this considered, this is not an NPC,
it's not.
so
Nope.
I don't get to use
You don't
that.
get your bonus. So I'm going to take 3 black dice because I have 3 mental. We're going to roll and we're going to combine our successes. That's a good roll.
That is a really good roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, break into the shelter via the back room. You walk around the building and approach the back door. To your surprise, it's closed and locked via an electronic panel. You inspect the keypad. Some of the numbers have faded away from use. You do not need to be a Sherlock Holmes to figure out the combination. You type in, sneak through the back door, you rapidly choose a cage and open it. The occupant has no time to react before you bite down on their back and begin to drink. So, if we, with a mental 2-player, we needed 1 success. This is a pretty easy one. A few moments later, you are out of the shelter. Your craving satisfied. You are not proud of yourself. Drinking from animals is abhorrent. Still, you can now focus on the other tasks from the night, and that is what is important. Start the next chapter with your hunger at 0. If Samuel Armstrong is in your coterie, his hunger remains at its current level because he refuses to eat on animals. But we don't have Samuel Armstrong, so we have officially taken this. Now, you should make a note on the back of your sheet if you want, saying that you've done animal. Okay.
Do you also? Because you were there too.
Yeah, but we're playing together in a campaign, so as long as one person is technically tracking everything that's going on, then we're fine.
Okay. Animal.
Now, the last thing we can do before we start this chapter is, from the past events that we've done, we each have 6 experience points.
Which we've been using to we've been tallying or keeping
I just
track
grabbed metal coins, yeah, because we were playing when we couldn't write anything down. So, Shira.
Yes.
Are you going to continue saving them, or are you going to level something up?
I was debating it. I think I'm saving.
You think you're going to keep holding on to it?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I am going to go ahead and start leveling things.
Okay.
So, looking down here, my attribute levels are already high enough that I need a total of 12 even to do physical or social up, which is pretty worth saving overall. But per skill level, I could actually do 2 level 1 skill levels, and I'm thinking I am going to do that. So what I want to go ahead and do is I want to raise my athletics because that's going to give me more movement.
Yeah.
So that's going to cost me 3 XP. So athletics is going to go up. And then I think I also want to go ahead and raise... Do I do brawl? I think I'm going to raise my persuasion. I want to be able to talk to people a little bit more effectively. And so that's going to be a total of 6 XP going to level 1 in both of those skills.
I'm going to give you my coins. I'm going to keep track of my XP down here with tallies.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we don't really need the coins. Don't come with the game. We don't really need them anymore. So I had 6, and I'm going to go ahead and do -3, -3.
Yep.
So I'm down to 0. Ready to begin the chapter, Shira?
Yep.
Okay, are you reading or am I reading?
You read.
Okay. Chapter 2. You take a couple of steps towards the building and make sure you're not being seen. The recent events weigh heavily on you, and you wonder if the whole ordeal at the park is any indication that the Sabbat is truly back and plotting something in Montreal. From an outsider's point of view, things at the Five Roses might seem quite normal. Well, excluding you trying to sneak in, that is. Things are mostly quiet, with the exception of 2 workers making their way in and out of the building. They're carrying boxes and placing them inside a truck while chatting merrily. In reality, you suspect the ghoul who lost his phone and notes at the park is hiding in that building somewhere. You wonder if you'll find other hints out there that can let you know more about the Sabbat's leader's plans. Regardless, you'll need to make sure that the ghoul fesses up. The safety of all Montreal kindred depends on it, and so does your own. From far away, you perceive a small silhouette pacing back and forth. It's a watchman. Behind him, an emergency exit ladder. Next to you, a car. With a simple glance, you can find more than one way to get inside. You better think this over carefully, however. After all, you can't afford to screw this up. Time to find the ghoul and make him talk. Okay. We are here. The ghoul at the flour mill. Objective, find the Sabbat's ghoul. Action, read Event 1. Now, these books are full of dialogues, investigations, and events. Yeah. All right. Event
1.
Number 1. The best approach.
You try to think of the best approach. It's either you try to sneak past the watchman or talk to the 2 workers in order to gain some more information and hopefully convince them to let you go through. Of course, you could always just distract them and sneak in while they're not looking. Whatever helps you get to the ghoul the fastest. Let's talk to the 2 workers.
So there's a few things that we have on the table here, sure. We've got the 2 people that we could have dialogues with, the security guard and the workers. We also have locations where we could interact.
This is the car, and it almost kind of insinuated that we just drive the car through the wall.
Really?
As an entrance. Next to a car, you can find more than one way to get inside.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking. This, I believe, is the ladder the stairs, or is this the ladder over here?
So that's going to be the doorway they're going in and out of, the workers.
Okay.
And I think that back there might be a ladder up.
Because it said behind him an emergency exit ladder, the watchman.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the watchman. So that's going to be the emergency exit ladder up there. And these are going to be the two guys. I've got a decent amount of mental, and I just upped my social skills. So, I could push forward and start having conversations with people.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go talk to the two people.
Okay, so the way that this actually works, when you're not in a combat sequence, we technically still have limited movement and limited range. However, I don't know why you have to be too much of a stickler about it, because there's no timing. We don't have any time limits at the moment. We're not trying to rush to get anywhere. No one's trying to want to run away. So really the board is sort of our map up until we make a sidestep or a mistake. Yep. So, do you want me to approach the workers? And
Yep.
do you want to take a look at the car possibly?
I can.
Okay, so I'm going to go... I have 2 movement, so I'm going to go ahead and start moving forward. If you want to...
And I have 2 movement as well.
Move up 1 more, and then check out that car.
1, 2. Okay.
Okay.
Use an item, trade an item, enter a dialogue. So the car, that would be investigation.
Yeah.
And it's investigation 3.
Yep. Don't drive the car through the wall. That's not what we're trying to do at the moment.
There is no investigation 3.
That's an action, not an investigation. Let me see. Ghoul de flour mill. Yeah, there is. Action right here. Action token 3, page 120. It's in the back here. Car trouble.
Gotcha. So there are events. Oh, I see the action token. Okay.
Yep.
Car trouble. You take cover behind a car in the parking lot. From where you are, you can see the 2 workers at the entrance of the 5 Roses. They casually chat as they keep loading boxes from inside of the place all the way to the back of the truck. You're gonna have to distract them if you want to get in. You wonder what could serve as a good distraction when suddenly it hits you, the car. Find some way to trigger the alarm in order to attract the workers in your direction. Make a mental plus technology. How are you at mental and technology?
I'm pretty good at mental technology checks.
Good. Okay. But you're not with me.
I'm not. I mean, I could move over there.
That would be helpful. Because it's a difficulty 3, and I have no technology.
Okay.
And I only have 2 dice, so the chance of me getting a success of 3. Or walk away from the car.
Yeah, so if you walk away from the car, I could move over in that direction.
Okay. Yeah, I will walk away from the car, resume playing.
Okay. So I'm going to let you move forward here. I'm going to move over. You think we just try to activate the car?
I want you to kind of talk to people and get knowledge.
Okay. I can stay back there next to the car if you want to take another step forward and go talk
Why
with him.
don't you move over here and talk to him, and then I would move.
Well, the car might be our easiest way in.
Okay.
So pop forward, start chatting with the guys, see
So you're
where
not
that
doing
goes.
it, you're not going to take
I'm not going to do it right now, no.
Okay. You'll do nothing, and then I'll pop forward another 2. And these are the workers.
They're right there at the beginning.
Yep. Page 11. You decide to go up to the 2 workers in front of the 5 Roses entrance. They're talking with one another and loading boxes in the back of the truck. As soon as the 2 men see you, they immediately cease their conversation. Hey there, fellas. Hey, the bigger one responds. They eye you cautiously. Tell them that you also work here. Try to chat and befriend them. If you are Thomas Chartrand, which I am, befriend them.
Oh, nice.
Read D2.
Because you're like a worker anyway. Hey guys, rough night, isn't it?
Syndicalist unite. How's it going, you ask them? 2 workers' suspicious air diminishes as you walk closer to them. You assume it's because you're dressed in a similar fashion.
Mm-hmm.
All right, one of them responds politely enough. Who are you? The other one asks, a bit more blunt. My name is Thomas Chartrand. I'm with the SPGQ. Their face brightens up. You're a syndicalist? That's right. You guys doing all right over here? Heard you weren't getting a lot of vacation time or employee benefits, so got sent in for a routine check.
Nice.
They both exchange glances and then look back at you. Shit's not so bad, but yeah, lots of unpaid overtime. Yeah, I figured as much. They seem to be warming up to you. It's time to use them to get some more information as to the ghouls' whereabouts. Ask them about any unfair treatment happening at their workplace. Ask them if you can go inside.
I mean, yeah, you might be able to just walk inside. Since they now think that you're, looking out for them.
Yeah. But unfair treatment might be the ghoul.
Could be.
I want to ask them about their unfair treatment.
Okay.
Your boss ain't around, is he, you ask? You shake their hands. Nope, not tonight, sir. The fact that they called you sir is a good sign. Means they see you as a trustworthy authority figure. You further exploit this newly gained advantage. So you boys wouldn't mind telling me more about this, what kind of shithead he is then. I'm doing this for you guys, I was in your shoes once too. Fucking hate it when some asshole thinks he can just boss people around and treat them like I ain't worth a damn. They nod, their eyes now shining in admirations. Looks like you still got it. Well, see, truth is, the boss really has been a piece of work lately. Two of our colleagues especially have had it real rough. What do you mean, you ask? Well, there's Etienne St. Denis. That poor fucker has been real anxious lately, always on his phone during the offbeat hours. He doesn't seem to have it anymore, though. It's been making him even more jumpy than usual. I see, you respond. We have a cell phone. So that's the guy whose phone got lost that we found in the park last chapter. So thank them and ask if you can go inside. Show them the ghoul's phone.
If we show them the phone, they might have us return it to him.
Right. Thank them and ask them if we can go inside.
Okay.
D13. You guys think you can let me in for a couple minutes just to take a look? They fidget and exchange looks. The bulkier of the two of them then takes a step forward and looks up at you. Alright, but you gotta be fast. Our boss isn't here tonight, but you never know when he might just randomly decide to show up. No problem. Promise I'll be quick. By the way, you have other colleagues in there? Might need to talk to them too. Well, there's Etienne, and they look around then turn back towards you. Props old Larry too, the thinner one adds. Larry? Yeah, he's the janitor. He always takes smoke breaks when he's not supposed to. Dude's a bit of a whack job, the bulky one cuts in. Oh, come on, man, don't say that. You know he's been going through a rough patch lately. His wife died of cancer, for Christ's sakes. Yeah, but still. Motherfucker's cuckoo as can be. So what? Is he dangerous, you interrupt? You know that no crazy human could possibly stand up to you, but still. You need to know what you'll be up against. Read it. Uh-oh.
Checking to see if we're going to be up against Larry? He's just a little sad.
Poor old Larry.
Yeah.
Nah, but he shouts a lot and can be a bit intimidating. If that happens, two things. Just mention us and be super stern with him. Ironically, dude responds better if you intimidate him. You know what I'm saying? Take clue token number 1.
That's good to know. So what that means is we now clue token number 1.
I'm pretty decent at intimidation.
Well, it's a helpful thing to be aware of.
Yeah.
Because so it says clue token number 1. I guess it's this, or is it just take 1 clue token?
Take clue token number 1.
Okay, well we'll call it that.
Thanks. I'll try to talk to him too. Maybe I can help. Good luck, my man. They both give you a wave as you make your way inside. Read event 10.
Cool. Well, we didn't need the car after all.
Are you coming with me?
I mean, yeah, we should be there.
You finally find yourself inside the flour mill. Time to find the school. Remove the current tile and all tokens, and then set up tile number 10.
Interesting. See, and here's the crazy thing. There's so much more like things we could have interacted with.
Look at this book.
Yeah, but we've just gotten some cool information. So this is gonna be the back of it. Yep.
Set investigation area token 1, 2, 3, 4.
Investigation area token 1, 2, 3, 4. So go ahead and set these down. What else am I looking for? So we've got our starting location. Oh, it doesn't look like there's any NPCs or anything.
Nope.
Okay, so
we're in this kind of hex over here.
Investigation token 3. It's going to be up here next to this red bucket on the desk. Investigation token 2 is going to be down here in this clip, and then up next to that barrel.
Up 4.
Near that chair.
Is it here?
Yep. Okay.
I think it's 1.
No, it's cut off. You see, it's not.
Oh, gotcha.
Right there.
No, because 2 should be over here.
Oh, you're right, because it's cut off. Yep.
And then 1. Then that 4 is up there.
Okay. Cool. We're inside.
Yeah.
I'm totally fine with this. Should I go start investigating?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm actually not gonna. I don't want to go to 1. It puts you next to 1 as if you should go to 1 to start with.
Well, no, it put us all in this kind of...
I know. But it's like you're in this area. It's the easiest thing to go over to 1 immediately. But I think I'm going to work my way up. I'm going to go ahead and move up this hallway. Do you mind?
I have to read event 11 first. Okay. There's more.
Okay.
Yeah, we set that up. Read E11. Hide and seek. Set the security guard NPC with the security guard number 10 stake card on the designated hex.
Ah, I see.
And so that he can possibly turn into battle.
Yep. I see what's going on here. So we've actually got...
Oh, and he's going to be moving around every round.
Yep.
So
we've got a security guard.
Is this him?
Yep. Where's he going to be?
I think we need number 10. This is 21.
It's the same difference.
Okay. On the designated hex.
That's the watchman, technically. You want to find the actual security guard?
Yes.
Security guard number 10 should either be in here or over in the other area. Okay, keep going.
I'm intrigued because he's going to be moving onto that token.
So he goes next to a token. He won't go on top of it.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. So 4 is going to be very hard to reach.
All right, what are you reading? Because you're just doing it in your head.
Oh, because see, it says move the security guard every round according to the image. And he'll be going, he starts over here and he can't move up onto that token 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He's kind of going in a circle around here. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Gotcha.
And if you are in the security guard NPC's line of sight without a stealth token, you must read security guard dialogue D1.
Okay, which might be okay. Like, we might be able to deal with his dialogue.
Yeah.
Because he's not the janitor, though.
No,
he's not the one that we need to intimidate.
He's not Larry. Did you find 10?
I haven't yet, no. Sure, it's in one of these little bags. Dun, 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 dun. There's 10.
Cool. Can I please have the standee?
Just steal one of the bases from the other guys. And we could also fight him, although we probably don't want to do that.
We need to find the ghoul.
Yeah.
So you see how he's going to be moving 1?
Yep.
So that's why I was confused, because there's that token there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's not technically supposed to go on top of the token.
Yeah.
So I'd set him up above the token and then continue him around.
He has to move around. And there's these solid lines as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then he comes down here and then he moves around. So yeah, he's just going in this big circle over here.
Okay, with every turn that we take?
Yeah, every round. And he moves, it looks like he's got a movement of 1.
Okay.
Yep. Movement stat.
Okay.
Is this movement stat?
Move the security guard every round according to this image. That is his movement stat, yeah.
Okay. Alright, and if we're ever in his line without being sneaky, which I am not very sneaky. I have no stealth and you have no stealth.
Well, we'd have to declare...
Yeah, you have to do a sneak check, but stealth is how you would do those.
Okay.
So I think we save that room for last. So, given that, now, where do you want to go?
I mean, I'm still gonna move up.
Okay.
So that's my first turn. Where are you gonna move?
I'll start handling down here.
Okay.
So 1, 2.
Okay. Now, are you gonna go ahead and investigate now?
Yeah.
All right.
And then he's gonna move 1.
Yep.
For his movement.
Okay.
That is number 2. Action token number 2, page 119. This is acting as if it's still outside.
You see? No, this is investigation, not action token. So this is investigation number 2, which is the machine room in the front. So 103.
Sorry.
You see the difference there? The ones outside were actions. In here, they're investigations. Machine room front.
Gotcha.
Search number 2.
Okay. Something in the room grabs your attention. It's a stack of boxes. You approach them to take a closer look. Make a mental plus awareness check. Mental plus awareness. I already have 2 successes. I'm not hungry, so I'm rolling 2 dice.
Yeah, you're not hungry. Wow, I forgot about that. Awesome.
Four
Wow, 4 successes. That's great.
So 3 plus successes, read IN2. Machine room front. A quick glance at the boxes reveals nothing but dust and useless junk. You decide to leave without searching the place any further. If the security guard NPC is on the tile, the noise has attracted him. Move the security guard NPC 2 hexes towards you.
So 1, 2.
He probably goes 1, 2.
Okay.
And if he's adjacent to you, he's not. Otherwise, remove investigation area token from number 2 from the tile and resume playing.
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna run upwards.
Okay. I'm gonna run over here. So 1, 2. He's still trying to follow though his path.
Yeah, he wants to return to his search. Like he just heard a noise off on the side.
Yep.
Gonna search down there, but now he doesn't hear anything else. So I'm gonna go 1, 2 up to here, and he's gonna go back this way. 1, 2.
He only has 1 movement.
Oh, 1 back up to his path.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're trying to get into 3?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And their line of sight is only 3 away.
His is 2 right now.
It's 2 away.
Yep. His line of sight's 2.
So I'm not at risk. You're at risk if you try to go for 4. It seems like.
Yeah. Unless someone draws him away.
Yeah, which seems like we might need to do.
So 1, 2.
The thing I'm wondering though is maybe you're about to draw him away. I mean, you should check that for sure. I might not do anything, because if I don't do anything, I might be able to jump into that room there.
You don't want to... He's only going to be moving 1. He'll be moving up here. You can always... You could have... Your last steps, you could have moved in 1, 2, and that would have put you 2 steps closer.
Yeah, but the concern is he might see me soon. So you're saying go there?
Well, you were here. You moved 1, 2 up last time. I'm saying instead of moving 1, 2, move 1, 2 and be right here. If that is your plan. Because now you can move up to... That was the last move.
I mean, now I could go here and here.
Yeah.
Now, he still can't see me.
No.
Because we have that hard wall there.
Yeah, the lines are...
Hopefully you're going to pull him away, though.
Yeah.
Or else I'm going to have to back out of that room.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now I go... Let me interact. And did he take his step for this round?
No, he wouldn't have. So he's 1 farther.
Yeah.
Which still is
not...
not...
You have a token in between you.
It's still not 2 away.
Yep.
Yeah, we're okay.
And so...
But I need to back up unless...
That's investigation token 1?
Mm-hmm.
The loading dock. You walk inside the room when suddenly you hear a strange noise. You gaze in its direction and slowly walk towards it. The closer you get, the more your suspicions are confirmed. There's most definitely something in the back of the room. It looks like it's hiding behind some old discarded boxes and flour sacks. Make a mental and search check. Not great at that one. So 2 dice.
Willpower?
Yeah, let me try willpower once.
No. Yeah.
I'm just gonna do it one time. 2 successes.
Is that what you need?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, there's 2 options, 1 or 2 successes. So.
Okay.
Read IN 1.
Does it go higher than that?
No.
Okay, good.
That was the highest.
Okay.
Loading dock. You investigate the room thoroughly and look behind a couple of discarded items and trash. You see an old box covered in dust. You open it and grimace in disgust at the sight of an abominable maimed vampire with only a stump and head for a body. It seems to be in torpor. You immediately close the box shut. Whatever sicko is responsible for this, you don't want to know. Remove investigation area token 1 from the tile. Take the composed number 13 effect card.
Okay. With a pile of effect cards here. So number 13 that you said?
And then I can resume playing.
But you did not pull him away.
I did not pull him away. I was hoping to pull him away. I'm sorry. I tried. What's this one? Composed. It's easier to run to keep calm when your blood runs this cold. +1 die to your next mental check. Discard after use or at the end of the next chapter.
So should I go talk with him?
Kind of want to see what's in 3. I don't know. I think that should be our last move.
You think engaging with him should be the last thing we do?
Yeah.
All right. So you wanna just? I'm gonna back up. He'll step over. Mm-hmm. You're going back here.
Could I move? Yep. And then.
Okay. So I'm going 1, 2.
1, 2.
He needs to go over.
1.
Okay, and I'll go do this check now. So I'm going over, he's going down. Are you moving?
Yep. And I'll be 1. I'm going to step up here behind the wall.
Okay.
Just so that I'm in position.
And check number 3.
Okay. Storage room. You enter the storage room. You immediately notice some footprints on the floor. When you look up, your eyes stumble upon another worker from 5 Roses. The janitor.
Interesting. I'm not the most intimidating. Awkward. Okay.
You've got 1 intimidation.
Urgh.
Remove investigation area token number 3 from the tile. He stares back at you. Read Larry the janitor dialogue number 1.
Great. Hi, Larry.
This is what Larry looks like.
Oh.
Facing the janitor. You stare at the janitor. His appearance is vaguely reminiscent of a praying mantis. He squashes his cigarette butt inside the small bowl already covered in ashes, then takes a step in your direction. Who the hell are you? He shouts. If you have clue token number 1. I have it, but does that mean you not have it?
I'm not sure about that. I feel like we as a coterie have clue token number 1.
Okay.
So.
Read D3. Good old Larry. Larry, the fuck is wrong with you? You shout. He seems taken aback both by your outburst and by the fact you know his name.
Because we know we need to intimidate him. Gotcha.
How do you know my name? Your colleagues downstairs told me. They also told me you were a little shit and you tried to fight me for no fucking reason. Larry trembles and cowers. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I've been really tense lately. Yeah. So tense you needed a smoke break when you should be on the job. You point to his discarded cigarette butt. Larry's eyes widen in panic. Please don't tell the boss. I won't if you leave me alone. He nods vigorously. Yeah, I will. Sorry about that, man. The meds, they make me jumpy. I need another smoke. Meanwhile, you do you. Sorry for bothering you. Take the bully number 33 effect card.
Okay. That's fair. That seems...
You bullied him.
Number 33?
Yeah.
Seems reasonable. So what does bully do? Bully. I swear by the blood in me, if you so twitch in a way I don't like, I will remind you why you are called mortal. Aaron Kenaway. +1 success to your next intimidation check. Ooh. So I might need, yeah.
And then it says, remove Larry the janitor NPC from the tile, resume playing.
Okay.
We didn't put him on, but... Alright. Now we go fight? Or do we try to sneak in?
I mean, I feel...
Like, I can go 1, 2, and he'll be here.
Yeah.
And then I can go 1, 2, and interact, and he'll be here.
Sure, try it.
Okay. You want to get into position? 1, 2.
We'll move over.
And he moves forward 1. There's still a wall between us. 1, 2, and he moves over 1. And 1, 2. I'm still 3 away. And there's a wall between you guys, right?
Are we sure he just moves his movement and he doesn't just go around the grid like the grid says? You see? 1 to 2 to 3 to 4.
It says move according to the... I'm not sure.
Because it says move the sentry every round
Move the
according
security guard
to...
every round according to the image.
So I'm wondering if he goes 1 to, like, 1, 2, 3,
But 1
4.
is on a thing. 1 is on a token. He can't. I don't think he can occupy a token space.
He shouldn't be able to occupy token space.
That's why I'm confused.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll just keep playing it the way we've played it. We might have that slightly wrong. Not sure. Doesn't matter. Cool.
And so interact with 4.
I could always murder him if needed.
Yeah, you're so good at murder.
I'm really powerful.
Are you?
Yeah, she's a blood mage.
Page 111. Machine room back. You enter the machine room cautiously. In the far left corner, you find the ghoul. Your eyes lock. He tries to run away, but you block his path. Set the Etienne the Ghoul, number 19 NPC, on the designated hex.
Okay. Number 19. Not sure which one's number 19. Alright, what else? Keep going.
Remove investigation token number 4.
Here we are.
And read Etienne the Ghoul's. He is right here. I'm gonna read his dialogue. Etienne the Ghoul. Ghoul dialogue 1. Facing the Ghoul. Who are you? Etienne St. Denis snaps. The Ghoul takes a step back, his eyes on you. He seems jumpy. You assume he's suffering from vampire blood withdrawal. He probably hasn't had a fix in a while. You move closer to him. If you have clue token number 2. Oh, we don't have clue token number 2.
Nope.
That could have been from outside. Maybe if we'd given them the phone.
I don't know, yeah.
If you are Nico Miller, none of us are Nico Miller. Ask him what his boss is up to. Read D4. Plans of the Sabbat. Where's the Sabbat planning? The Ghoul remains silent. Look, we know you're probably scared of what your boss will do to you if you talk. The Ghoul looks up at you, a flash of fear brimming in his eyes. Thing is, the people we work for aren't any better. It's in your best interest to tell us what you know. He's shaking. You assume that his blood bond with the Sabbat priest is quite weak and that he most likely hasn't gotten his blood fix in a while. Despite this, he seems to pull himself together before answering. And if I don't, we can either rough him up, tell him he already failed his mission for the Sabbat anyway, so he might as well tell you what he knows, or bargain with him. Kind of want to rough him up.
Okay.
That's what I'm good at, though.
It is what you're good at.
So
it is. The game does say that it sometimes is the best option to do what you're good at. It is not always the best option to do what you're good at, though.
Okay. What would you want to do?
If you want to rough him up, rough him up. Go ahead.
I don't like bargaining. Let me tell him he already failed his mission. So you might as well tell us what he knows.
Okay.
D9. Straightforward. Look, let's be honest here. You're already done for. The fact that we found you is reason enough for the Sabbat to punish you, so you might as well tell us everything you know. The Ghoul's eyes widen in fear at the mention of his superiors. That may be true, but my fate will be even worse if I tell you. Offer him protection. Tell him that the Sabbat will be the least of his worries if he doesn't talk.
It's all you.
No, you need to...
I'm not there.
Protection or the least of his worries if he doesn't talk. I'll offer him protection, although I don't know what protection. Yeah, skeptical, that's what I am. Tell you what, if you tell us everything you know, we'll make sure to keep you safe. You'll be under our protection. The Sabbat won't be able to get to you. The Ghoul stares at you skeptically. The hell are you gonna do? Nah, I want something that'll actually benefit me. Like, for real. If you have 1+ boon. Do we have any boons?
No, we don't, no. Boons are like favors that we're owed. We can spend them on items, currency, or things like this.
Otherwise, so I can't make a deal with him. Sorry, but this is a take it or leave it kind of a deal. The Ghoul snorts. Oh, please. You know damn well you can't protect me against the Sabbat. If they catch me, his gaze gets lost in the distance for an instant. His complexion becomes paler and he quivers in obvious terror. You snap your fingers in front of him to get him out of his trance. Hey, snap out of it. He ignores you. The Sabbat, he repeats on end like a broken record. Read D29.
Don't feel like this is going well.
No, I don't either. Honesty is key. Hey, you shake him. Huh? If you talk now, you might still have a chance of running away before your boss shows up, so talk. The Ghoul's eyes widen at the mention of the Sabbat priest. Alright, I talk. You patiently wait for him to open up. Geez, he's taking forever. I'm supposed to smuggle and prepare weapons to fight this thing. You raise an eyebrow. What thing, you ask? I don't know. Please don't hit me. He anticipates your move, putting his hands up. You roll your eyes. We won't hit you if you just talk. I know the boss wants to take down this strange creature. That's what the weapons are for. You wonder what creature the Sabbat is after and why. Looks like they're planning something big. That's really all you know? Yeah, it is. Right. Okay. D30. You take a step towards the Ghoul, his eyes widen in panic. What are you doing? He asks. You start sniffing and notice something odd. When you look down, something on the Ghoul also seems to grab your attention. Focus on the smell or focus on what caught your eye. Mental and awareness check. That's what I'm good at. Focus on what caught your eye. Or mental and occult, what I'm not very good at. I'm gonna do focus on what caught my eye.
Okay.
Which is a mental and awareness check. 2 dice. I already have 2 successes and it's a difficulty 2.
Oof, you could re-roll it if you want, but...
I have 2 successes and it's a difficulty 2.
So you might as well do it.
Yep. Read D39. Good luck charm. You look down briefly and something catches your eye. It's the pendant on his neck. It seems new and reflects the surrounding light quite brightly. Where'd you get that? It's a good luck charm my wife got for me. For some reason, you doubt the sincerity of his response. But why would he lie about the provenance of a simple silver necklace? The wind blows strongly, causing some resonance. The ghoul immediately jumps, terrified. They're here, he breathes. The Sabbat. They're here. You wait in the hope that his paranoia diminishes. Don't think waiting was a good idea, dude. Mm-hmm. The power of fear. They're going to... Oh, God! Etienne Dennis seems lost in his own head. Whatever he's picturing, it seems to be filling him with absolute dread. You grab and shake him. Hey! He stares straight into your eyes and then pushes you with surprising strength, only to take off, dashing through the door. You chase after him. Read Event 14. It didn't go so well.
No. The lack of information is the primary concern.
Chase after the ghoul. He makes it all the way to the loading dock before you block his path. The window is open, the air is cold and chilly. The ghoul slowly backs away from you. Read Etienne the Ghoul Dialogue 2. You catch Etienne, who is now out of breath, right before you can leave the building. Instead, you corner him inside the loading dock. The night air is chilly, the window's open. Please, I've told you everything you need to know. Just let me go already. We still need more info before we can let you escape. He watches you intently. Read D6. We need to know more about what the Sabbat priest is plotting. Look, I'm just his servant, all right? I'm like walking furniture in that dude's eyes. There's not much more I can tell you. You just had to push him into revealing one last key bit of information. What about the weapons? Do you make them here? What is this creature you mentioned? I want to know more about the creature.
More about the creature, not about the weapons?
Well, I think he would know more about the weapons. He's not going to know much more about the creature, I think.
Possibly.
So, let me go to D13, which is the weapons. The weapons? Yeah. The ghoul seems unsure as to whether or not he should respond. His face seems to be growing paler by the minute. His eyes briefly scan the room. He ultimately decides that any attempt to flee is bound to result in failure, so he sighs.
It's true.
I make them at my place, like back at my apartment. You raise your eyebrows. So what? You create the pieces needed to assemble a full-blown shotgun all by yourself? No, not exactly. I'm actually just in charge of making ammunition. The weapons themselves, we steal the unassembled parts, which is what you found earlier, except for the fully assembled one you found. I was using that one as a test. We found a weapon?
I don't think so.
A test for what? To kill that creature you mentioned earlier? You notice the ghoul is no longer listening. Instead, he seems fixated on something. You follow the direction he seems to be captivated by. He's staring at the window. Ask him to give you keys to his apartment. Make a social and persuasion check. Social, persuasion, difficulty 3. That's gonna be fun. It's not a mental check. I'm gonna use this, the we did it, and add 1 die to my skill check here and discard this because it's gonna go away at the end of this chapter anyways.
Okay.
So I have 1, 2, 3.
You could re-roll if you wanted, but you have it.
Yep. Read D26. If I'm gonna investigate, I'm gonna need the keys to your apartment. You can't go back there anyway. It's the first place the Sabbat will come looking. The ghoul strand seems to slightly weaken at the mention of the Sabbat. All right, but you gotta promise me something. What? That nothing will happen to my wife. He bites his nails as he waits your response. All right, we'll make sure nothing happens to her. The ghoul sighs in relief, then takes the keys out from his pocket. His hand is shaking as he hands it over to you. Take the set of keys, number 38 item card.
Okay.
And then take the Vampire's Oath, number 73 effect card. Apparently we made an oath, and I don't think it's going to be very good if we break it.
38.
Set of keys.
We made the oath to protect his wife.
Yes.
And what number is it?
73. After you put away the keys, you look back up. He's staring at you with a blank expression. Read event 15.
Vampire's Oath. A word once given can never be taken back. Discard when instructed.
That's what I thought.
Interesting. Okay.
New word once given can
It's kind of cool.
15. The cold breezy air blows through the open window. Everything is dead quiet and the atmosphere is tense. Something's wrong with Etienne St. Denis. Etienne! Etienne! You call out. Your eyes dart towards the exit. You assume he's going to try bypassing you any second now. His blank expression concerns you, however. He looks pale and ghastly. It's like you're barely even there. He takes a couple steps backwards and towards the window. I've said too much. Before you can react, the Sabbat ghoul lets himself fall into the void. Soon as the shocks worn off, you dash toward him, but it's too late. As you look through the window, your eyes glance furtively around until you finally rest upon an increasingly glowing red spot on the ground. It's Etienne's body in what is an obviously unnatural position. A pool of blood is forming underneath him, staining the asphalt ground. You hear the two workers scream and see them run towards what was Etienne St. Denis. By the time the police and ambulance arrive, you're already long gone. End of chapter 2.
So instead of making a friend and getting a lot of information, you pledged an oath to protect someone's wife and then watched him commit suicide.
I tried my best. Mm-hmm. He's a ghoul.
Did we get any experience or anything? What's the end result of this? Oh, chapter end. It's back here.
Yep.
Shira, that was not preferable.
You could have taken the charge on any aspect of that.
It's not preferable. Conclusion. Chapter 2, you wait for the driver to show up. This place is deserted and you find yourselves alone, lost in thoughts. Your attention is briefly solicited by a noise in the dumpsters behind you. A loose rat runs off and hides beneath the trash, littering the place. You resume your train of thoughts while pacing back and forth by the curb. This whole affair with the Sabbat is getting increasingly worrisome. You decide to tell Caleb of your discovery just yet. There's still a couple of things you need to investigate on your own first. You hear another noise and snap out of your reverie. A car slows down, then comes to a halt right before you. Your driver has arrived. Time to think of your next step. You know what's cool about this ending? No reference to a suicide. Mm-hmm. It's just saying your thoughts. Like, that means that ending did not have to happen.
Suicide did not have to happen, no.
Which I think it's so cool. That, like, it's just ambient enough that it feels like it still pairs with the story, but it's like, okay, reward, gain 5 experience each. And gain 3 boons. So these are the things that you were talking about before. So up to 5 experience, which is lovely.
I have now 11.
Very excited about that. Boons are going to be these little things. You're going to enjoy boons because boons allow you...
I feel bad though because I think we were supposed to engage with that security guard. I think the way he was supposed to move around.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, but it does seem like we could have pulled him away and still snuck up there. So... I think we might have needed to engage with him, but he also might have continued his pathway down here once that noise had been triggered. You see what I'm saying?
Right, because it said that he moved 2 spaces towards me. Mm-hmm. That's why I thought he was moving according to his movement.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Either way, I think it's fine. We found a cool ending. A guy committed suicide. Things did not go how we wanted anyway.
Okay.
If you have a set of keys, you may now play Chapter 4, The Apartment. If you have the written note, which we do not, you can play Into the Sewers. We don't have a written note, do we?
No, that was the monster.
Oh, if you'd asked that pathway?
Yes, I saw that. It said sewers.
And if you have both items, you may choose which chapter to play. Cool. So now the chapters are starting to branch, too.
Yeah.
I like that. And 5 XP each. Is that enough to really do much at the moment?
You can gain another discipline.
5. I could go ahead and get Dominate. That might be worthwhile. I'm going to go ahead and spend all 5 XP to get my first Dominate skill.
Yeah.
Which is going to allow me to actually pull my first Dominate Discipline card.
I got composed this chapter, correct? Yeah.
Yeah. So, my Dominate Discipline card, Cloud Memory, forget. Wipe the memories of an adjacent fleeing NPC to prevent them from fleeing and causing a Masquerade breach. That's actually really good. I'm super glad to have that. So I can now protect us from the Masquerade if someone happens to be fleeing off the board, which is beneficial. Okay?
I'm still saving mine.
All right.
Trying to get more dice attributes.
Well, that's chapter 2. We're going to continue playing chapter 3. Remember?
Nope, chapter 4.
Chapter 4, episode 3.
Episode 3, chapter 4.
Remember, hit the like, leave a comment, hit the subscribe button. If we get enough engagement, we'll edit and continue posting these videos. If not, we're just going to have a good time playing them for the next 8 hours, get a good deal farther into this gameplay, and then let you know what our final thoughts are. So, I do have to say, just first impressions.
Yeah.
There's a benefit to playing with someone, because you get to experience the story together and you can move around the board a little bit more freely. and do things like distract him, but be up in that area if you're prepared for it. But there's also a benefit to playing solo, because I didn't do much this time.
No.
You did most of the core actions, which is cool, which is fine, because I'm enjoying the story.
Yeah.
So
I gave you the option of doing actions.
Cool. All right. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Whatever the case, whatever you do,
remember to do the important thing.
get out and play some games.
We'll see you next
do
time.
it. Do the game thing. Play board games, board game boy. Do it. Do it. I'm telling you.
Bye.
You should.
Bye.
Many board games. Bye.